What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Lifestyle Athletics channel. Today, we're going to be talking briefly about how to set up a speed program for a 400-meter sprinter. So, without further ado, guys, let's go. So, first thing I want to make clear is that the 400-meter is a sprint, right? And if you're training for a sprint event, what you want to focus on is training a certain energy system. And the energy system we're going to be talking about today is your anaerobic energy system. And how what your anaerobic system, right? Your aerobic system is if you do a run, anything that you do over a minute, you're training aerobic system. So you're going for longer, right? If you're training your anaerobic system, it's gonna be under a minute. So I like under 45 seconds. So how I would structure a training program is I would make sure that my 400-meter runner is training their predominantly anaerobic training system, the anaerobic energy system. And how I would do this is by trying to incorporate 200-meter sprints, 300-meter sprints, 150 sprints, 45-second runs, 23-second runs, stuff like those. What I would want to focus on in preseason or off season is for a 400-meter runner, I would want them to focus a little bit more on plyometrics. So I would have them do lots of sled work, lots of hills work, lots of um, box jumps, lots of pogo hops, stuff like that. So first thing I want to talk about when it comes on to the 400-meter is the movement system, right? What happens in sprinting? The big thing with sprinting is triple extension. And what I mean by this is you're flexing at the hip, knee, and ankle, right? You're trying to be as stiff as possible at those 3 points to help you to push out of the ground. So you want to make sure that you're focusing on exercises that are going to strengthen your hips. So for example, you want to make sure you're doing glute stuff, hamstring stuff, quad stuff. You also want to make sure that you're doing lots of explosive plyometrics. I would say go with weighted exercises. Those are really good. And what you want to be focusing on also is motor function. How well are you running? How efficiently are you running? Because when it comes down to the 400 meters, after after 20 seconds, after you burn out your ATP, right? After 20 seconds, what you're trying to do now is focus on your form, as in how are your arm swings, how powerful are your strides, what's your foot placement. That's the thing that's going to get you around the track the fastest. So let's break the race down into 3 phases. So phase one is my acceleration phase. This is the first 20 to 30 meters off the 400 meters, right? And the first 20 to 30 meters after 400 meters is really important because this sets you up for the race. And what you want to do is focus on for the acceleration phase. You want to be focusing on sled pulls. You want to be focusing on hill sprints because in that acceleration phase, it's more about long ground contact where you're trying to take powerful strides and be as explosive as possible, right? So you want to be doing lunges, you want to be doing sled pulls, you want to be doing hills. Now let's go into the next phase, which is this is the phase that I call the maximum velocity phase. And this is when I hit top speed and I'm trying to be as upright as possible and be sprint as fast as I can. In this phase, you want to make sure that you're doing lots of plyometrics to help you with the maximum velocity phase. What also helps with the maximum velocity phase is you make sure you're doing drills. Sprint drills will help you as well. You also want to make sure that you're doing lots of depth jumps, box jumps, anything like even Olympics lifts like cleans, uh, clean press, deadlift, those type of explosive movement, quick movements are gonna help you in that top end of the sprints. So guys, the 400 meter is a sprint, so you have to make sure that you're training like you're training for a sprint event and you're not racking up a bunch of mileage because racking up a bunch of mileage is going to slow you down, not speed you up. You want to make sure you're training your anaerobic energy system, not your aerobic energy system. I would reserve aerobic training for off season. And then once I'm getting into preseason and in season, I want to be focusing more on race pace running and maximum effort full recovery, maximum effort. So that's how I would structure a training program for a 400-meter runner. And if you like this type of information, guys, feel free to leave a comment. And if you have any other requests, just drop it in the comment section. And without further ado, guys, thank you.